And we are live. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to another episode of Beast Friends Forever. And we have got an awesome guest today. They're all awesome, but especially today, I have a very awesome guest. They are the author of this beaut right here, Death Cult. Look at that. Yes, I know. They are the author of that, but they are also the most bubbly, energetic, sweet person you'll ever meet, which is very surprising that they wrote this, and we'll talk all about that. I like to call her the queen of slasher books because it was awesome. But get ready to meet my guest today, the lovely, the talented, the surprisingly twisted Janelle Schiecke. There she is. How you doing, Janelle?
I'm good. How are you? That was an awesome introduction.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All true. We've got a lot of people already popped in here because everyone's excited to see you. All right, so let's shout some people out. We've got Mr. Kenneth Gray, an awesome artiste. He is an awesome dude. Definitely, I'm glad you're here. Vupid is here. Hello. Heck yeah. My good friend Keys is here. Nice. Thanks for being here, Keys. Edward, thank you for being here.
You voiced Death Cult. He's the amazing narrator.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah. I wondered. I'm like, I know that name for some reason. Now I know why. Ooh, nice. Brian is here.
Brian.
Thanks for being here. Mark at Avid Book Junkie is here. Heck yeah. Good golly, Miss Molly McCobb is here. Let's see. Tim McKay is here. What's up, Tim?
Wow, this is so amazing.
I know. All the awesome people. Let's see. John is here. John Douglas. What's up? Yes, it's a very light, cozy, fun read. Oh, man. Let's see. We got some awesome comments I want to show you, but we'll make sure I shout out everybody that for the first time. Another John is here. John Davies. Hey, John. Thanks for being here. And Steve Stark. What's up? Thanks for being here. Evening. That's right. I always forget he's way off the time zone from us. So thanks for making time to be here, Steve. We appreciate it. A lot of comments in here talking about how awesome. Yeah, look at those shelves. Now, are there any books on there?
No, so here's the funny thing, Molly. So my husband is a huge gamer. He's a huge video gamer, and I know you're a gamer too. So these are all video games. Kind of insane. Yeah, but it's amazing. I love gamers. Gamers are all awesome, and he's got quite the collection. So yeah.
Very nice. Can you hear this really loud? This sound?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
right now my setup is in my storage room, so there's like no insulation, and somebody's getting ready to take a bath, and it's right above me, and it's so loud, but I never can tell how loud you guys can hear it on here. All right, but yes, that's awesome. Video games are awesome. I love those shelves back there.
Yeah, I'm working on the bookshelves. I have a ton of books, but I might do like the hanging shelves on the wall.
Oh, the hanging shelves are cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of going, so.
Nice. All right. I like that. But yes, as I say, a lot of comments about how good Death Cult is.
So thank you.
People love it. John said grimdark and horror authors are also perky and upbeat. It's sickening.
It is. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like horror fans are some of the nice people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. Oh, it works.
I know. We love the dark, twisted stuff, but then like we're so nice and sweet in real life. It happens. I don't know. Tim said, seeing some authors live makes me stop trusting my neighbor. You would be like that if it was like a horror movie. You'd be that sweet neighbor that like bakes up something and brings it over, but really is like a vigilante in secret. I could see that. Let's see. We got anybody else that popped in? Molly said that's her husband's Steam collection manifested in physical form.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, he has like every console you can think of. When we met, he was a huge gamer. He's like, I hope you like video games. I'm like, I'm not a big gamer myself, but I'm like, it's video games are cool. Like I got no problem with video games.
Do you ever like read or write and while he's playing games and just hang out together doing separate things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's cool. That's awesome. Timothy Wolf just popped in, another awesome author.
Awesome.
And he also loved Death Cult. So we have got an awesome crew. We'll have some more popping in, I am sure. So I'm just so glad you're here. This is awesome. We've been chatting for a long time, ever since I reached out and said I wanted to get Death Cult, and I'm a signed book junkie from indie authors, so I had to know, do you sell signed copies? And ever since then, we've just been fast friends.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we were able to do this. Oh, another person popped in. Dark Stars Book Cavern. Ooh, pizza. Let me know what kind of pizza you're eating. Pizza sounds good right now. It's cold in the storage room. All right, so first thing I like to do is I put up my ham and pineapple pizza.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever had ham and pineapple?
I actually like ham and pineapple. I know it's like a contested thing, like people either love it or you hate it. I mean, I really like it. So
yeah, exactly. I like it a lot too. We got the book space rock stars here. Grimfell, what's
awesome.
up? Thanks for being here, man. He makes such cool music and videos.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing I usually like to do, I put my question of the day up kind of late, so you might not have seen it yet. I actually don't think I've put it on X yet, so you probably didn't see it. But so today I made it horror themed on purpose because I knew we were talking. So everybody in the chat, leave what you would do. But this is today's question of the day. Oh, hold on. JL made it in.
Oh, JL.
What's up? He said he couldn't make it. Thanks for being here, dude. I can't wait to read his book too. It looks awesome.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so good.
That's what I've heard.
It's really good.
Oh, this is a fun group. I can tell. Kenneth said, pineapple on pizza. What kind of sick place I found myself in? It's good, man. You got to try it.
It is really good.
The salty ham and the sweet pineapple, it just works.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right. So here we go. Here is the question of the day.
Okay.
All right. So if you were being chased around your house by a slasher killer, like from the movies or the books, or from your book, you don't have much time. They're coming. They're in the house. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you hide? All right. Here's your 4 options. All right. So the first 2 are kind of cliche, but do you hide? Now this is assuming these first 2 are in a room with the door locked. Obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
But under the bed.
Okay.
In the closet.
Okay.
Your third option is a different hiding place. Like if you know some really good hiding place, you could hide. Or your fourth option is no hiding, fight or flight. You're either running out, and if you can't get out, your fists are up. You're gonna fight for it.
Oh,
all right,
man.
what's it gonna be?
Well, you know the horror movies, they always check under the bed. They always check in the closet.
I know.
I always imagine like a trapdoor kind of thing.
Ooh.
You know, if I had.
Do you have a trapdoor in your house?
I don't. I wish I did.
Okay, so you can't say that.
That would be kind of tricky, but yeah.
That would be perfect though.
I would say fight, but that would be. I don't know. I don't know about that. If I had a trapdoor, it would be ideal. Because they always look under the bed and the closet. Doesn't matter how many clothes you're hiding behind. They just move those away.
Right. Wait. So what's your answer?
I guess like other would be trapdoor, but okay. If there was no trapdoor, I don't have a trapdoor, so
I just say it's got to be something in your house, though.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to try to closet.
Okay.
Like, I guess I'd have.
You're not going to try to run for it because they'll probably be wherever you try to run.
No, I guess we'll be run for it.
But what if they have an accomplice waiting outside in case you try to run? I know.
No. You got to get like the hairspray and like a lighter.
Yeah, a lighter.
You know.
That's right. I like that. I like it.
We did that in the latest Fargo.
Oh,
Fargo
man,
series.
I haven't kept up on that. Okay, so they did that. Let's see. We got some answers in the chat here. Edward said no hiding, so he's fight or flight.
Oh man. Okay, I can pick up a
He's
fighter.
throwing hands. Molly said in my bedroom where the
Ooh,
self-defense
okay.
tools are. I could see Molly getting scrappy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh man, we got a tough crowd. Everybody's just
Wow.
fighting
Oh
their way out.
man.
Oh man, I would probably be flight. I'd try to run if I was by myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that would change too, because if you're like home with your kid or something,
Oh man, yeah.
then you might be like, you know what,
Mama Bear comes out.
You go run or hide. I'm fighting them to let you get away. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of a downer. I thought it'd be fun, but that's kind of sad now to think about.
That's a good question.
Man. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep. JL says I'm going out fighting. That's a dream come true.
Man.
Steve says the same.
Oh yeah,
that's true. A lot of things you could use. Well, and I guess in real life, you're not having like a Michael Myers coming in there that's like in that you can't take out. It's just gonna be a person. So I guess that helps. That helps.
That's true.
Dark Star said they go near my library. They're not getting out alive. Oh man, everybody's making some good points. Brian said, "Throw that pineapple."
That's funny.
That's Keys. You might be right. Maybe they heard that you like to read books. They're just coming for a good book recommendation. You never know. All right, that was awesome. Thank you everybody for throwing your thoughts in there. Appreciate it. All right, so we are here to talk about the star of the show and all your books. I only have this one so far, but you wrote a book before that, and you have a new one coming out. So let's start with talking about just your books in general. Why don't you just give us a little, from the author themselves, give us a little rundown of the 2 novellas you have out and the one that's coming out.
Okay. So, I'm trying to make a long story short, but yeah, so Ghost Story.
We got time. You don't have to be short.
We got time. Okay. So, yeah, Ghost Story started, that was like an 8-year process.
Oh, wow.
I started it and I was like, I don't know. Like my friends and family were always like, oh, you're a really good writer. And I'm like, I don't know. You just saying that, like you just don't know, And I always wanted to write my own story. And I was like, I'm just going to see where it takes me. My husband was actually a big, he's amazing. He's like my number 1 supporter. And he's like, do it. He's like, just start writing it and just see where it goes. So I'm like, okay. I grew up in Ohio. So, Jess, the main character, they moved to this house and it's got a big, big plot of land. And there's a scary room in the house. And it's an homage to my childhood friends and my parents. My childhood friends were we watched, I haven't watched a horror movie since I was like probably 6. I don't know. It's been a long time. We used to have like horror movie nights. We watched like 3 or 4 movies in a night or see how many we could watch and fall asleep.
That's fun.
Yeah. And we were just always going on ghost hunts or,
Oh yeah. What was your first horror movie? Do you remember?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh,
was my first one. And I guess that was around age 8. So I was probably watching, like The Gate was the big one I watched. And Dolls. I watched those.
Yeah.
That was my first gory one.
Okay.
And that's such a classic. It's just so good. But yeah, so Ghost Room is kind of an homage to my friends because there's a group of friends and they kind of get together to explore this scary room. And it's definitely more mainstream because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And I was like, I'm going to do this like sweet, spooky story. But I really want to do something crazy,
Yeah.
So Ghost Room was really fun. I love it so much. And my parents actually passed away when I, before I published it. So I dedicated it to them. So it was fun just to get that out there. Death Cult. That Cult's insane. Like I wrote, So my husband and I lived in New York City for 6 years, lived in Brooklyn. And I wrote, when we were there, we were watching like Asian horror, like Takashi Miike, like crazy stuff, and Saw had come out when we lived there. Hostel came out, Final Destination, all these amazing
Oh
movies.
yeah, all the big ones. Yeah.
Oh, great horror movies. And so I kind of like, wow, okay. Like my gears started spinning. I wrote this outline. I was like, this is crazy, you know? And then years later, my husband again, he's like,
Mhm.
"Did you revisit Death Call?" I'm like, I don't know, you know? So I went back to it and I was like, oh, it's just so good, you know? So Jason and Eddie were the only characters in the original, you know, when I first did it. And then I added Carrie. And I just went crazy. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go nuts and I'm just gonna see what happens. It's very different from Ghost Room, but I've had a lot of readers who have read both and they like both of them.
Nice. That's
So,
good.
yeah, it's really cool because people ask, can you write different genres? And even though they're both horror, like Ghost
Right.
Room's like soft horror.
Yeah, there's so much different subgenres within one genre. That's totally
Yeah.
different writing style, right?
Oh yeah, because Ghost Room's very sweet
Mm-hmm.
you know, just kind of like supernatural, and then Death Call is just like, you know, I love Barker. I love his you know, visceral writing style, and I just wanted you to feel, you know, everything.
Yeah.
So that was my
Well,
goal. I wanted to be scared and grossed out and
mm-hmm.
like a
Well,
heartbeat.
it worked. It worked. That's exactly what I had. Like I said in that review I wrote, I felt
Yeah.
all the things, all the things. It was very good, very good.
Oh, thank you. It was so fun to write. I mean, I loved it. And then Clatter Man. So I love like Cabin Fever. You either love it, you hate it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, I love it.
It's just so cheesy, but
Oh yeah,
it's really
it
good.
just worked. It was so good.
It really worked. And of course, Evil Dead.
Yeah. Oh
Cabin
yeah.
in the
You gotta
Woods.
love that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I love that whole trope.
Mm-hmm.
And I love urban legends, and so I was like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put these 5 friends together. They're very different, you know, they all have very different personalities, and you know, they just go to a cabin, and you know, not good stuff does not happen, but there's a lot of comedy as well. So
Okay.
um,
So you created the urban legend of the Clatter Man, I'm
yeah,
guessing, right? Okay. How
yeah,
was that fun to do? Or
it
did
was
it
so fun.
was it? I bet.
It was so fun. So I was like, okay, how do I go about creating lore? Like, how do I, you know? And so um yeah, I just kind of thought about what would be cool, and yeah, I just went with it. And I can't wait for readers to find out like why he's named the Clatter Man,
Ooh,
because
yeah.
there's all these. It's great to see these comments. Like, is it because he makes a lot of noise? Like, does he have spoons? You know,
Yeah, right. Oh,
it's
that's
not,
true.
but it's funny that people are saying that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got everybody's interest peaked. We all want to know. We can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and the cover is amazing. But I'm not gonna release it until pre-sale day. So
You're right. Fair. That's fair. We can wait. If anyone has not read Ghost Room or Death Cult, you've got stuff to do while you're waiting.
Yes.
Oh, BK just popped in here. No sword. We won't slash you. No slashing.
Thank you.
Oh well, here we go. We had some people say they need to pick up Ghost Room, but Mark said just ordered Ghost Room. There we go.
Thank you, Mark.
And then JL wants to pre-order.
Aw, awesome.
Everyone's excited. It's good stuff. All right, so let's go back. Take me back to when little Janelle was just watching horror movies and loving all of that. That obviously inspired you, but take me through a little bit of a journey between watching horror movies. Tell me about when did you start reading? Did you start reading horror books? Did those inspire you too? Maybe some books or authors that did. And then when did your love of writing come about? And then finally, when did you decide, like, I'm really going to go for it and I'm going to try to write my own book or novella? Just tell us about that journey a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So when I feel like the first books I read were Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark that were released. Those are the first scary books I read.
Oh, nice.
Love
Those
those.
are so fun. Yeah.
Oh my God. I read those so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Those were big for me. And God, what other ones? I mean, I started King when I tried to read Misery when I was like 9. And I
Oh,
was like, holy
wow.
crap. Like, this is too, first of all, the words were very big. I didn't
Yeah.
understand.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it
That's
was
pretty impressive, though, that you went for it at 9.
Yeah, I went for it. It was
Awesome.
my parents' room somewhere. I was like, oh, I'm
Mhm.
going to snag this book. It looks cool and scary. Maybe it was like 9 or 10, but like,
Okay.
yeah. And I feel like that was a big one because when I read it, I got so scared.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't read this. It's too scary. And that was, I think, the turning point where I was like, oh, wow. I want to use words, to scare people because, I mean, the ability to use words to, to get so visceral and get those
Oh,
emotions.
yeah.
I thought it was so amazing. So yeah, I started reading King. I mean, I remember when I first started reading his books, but like Rose Matter, I read Rose Matter, a lot of his anthologies. So yeah, I'm trying to think of others, but
Okay. Did you ever read Goosebumps when you were
I
young?
a ton, which is funny. I
Really?
didn't
Wow.
think Goosebumps a ton. No,
Okay.
it was funny. I don't know why. It's weird because I
Hey,
know they were really big books,
okay.
but
Yeah.
I read them like later on, but as a kid,
Well,
I didn't feel that.
probably because you were ready for Misery when you were 9. You're like, these are too wimpy. I'm not reading these.
Like, I'm gonna go for it.
I can't think of other big horror books then, like that I read as a kid either. Like I feel like you do like the fun little stuff, like stories you tell in the dark or whatever, and
Yeah.
or Goosebumps, and then it's like, oh, what else can I read? Oh, Stephen King. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So he was definitely where I moved on from there. And of course I've always loved Poe. I read a lot of Poe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's another good one for sure. Yeah, I like that. So movies, books. That. What about writing? Like, did you always write as a kid, or like did you like writing when you had to write stuff for school, or was writing something that you got into more when you got older?
I definitely loved writing as a kid. I didn't write scary stuff as a kid. I wrote like poetry
Okay.
and stuff like that,
Cool.
I always loved English class. And I
Nice.
remember in college I had this professor. He was an incredible professor. We were reading Keats. I love Keats. And it was oh God, what was the name of the poem? Oh, God, I should know this, but there's a favorite poem of his I love, and I did a paper on it. My professor was like, "Oh, you did such a good job analyzing it." I was like, "Oh, it's just so great." But I've always loved reading and writing. But I didn't think that I could write a book. I just, I think all authors probably start there. Like it seems so monumental, and it seems like it's huge. It's a big deal, and you're always scared. Like, are people going to read it? You want people to read it, but you don't. So it's just weird.
Right. Yeah. You want only people that are going to love it to read it, right?
Yeah. And that's the other thing. You have to have thick skin because you're going to get those 1-star ratings. You're going to get those 5 stars and everything in between. And what you write is not for everyone. That's just how it is,
Yeah,
So,
it doesn't mean it's not good. It's just some people, it won't stick with them,
Yep,
so
exactly.
for sure. You got to be ready to take the highs and the lows, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't think about that. Some of those, the Choose Your Own Adventures, Goosebumps, but there were just some horror ones in general. Did you ever do any of those Choose Your Own Adventure ones?
Oh God, I love those. I did.
too.
Yeah, Mally's right. I read those a lot.
Yes.
Those were really big for me.
The horror ones, I always got killed. I don't think I ever chose the right thing.
I do, yeah.
And maybe every ending ended with you getting killed. I don't know. Since it was
I don't know.
Just who knows? Oh man. I always forget about this, that Timothy's dad had him read Salem's Lot when he was 13.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
That one's a rough one to read when you're that young.
Yeah, that is a scary book.
Yeah, that one is freaky.
It is.
Sure. All right, so you love to write. When did wanting to write horror kind of come about?
I guess it, it's funny. It's I guess with Ghost Room, like I always wanted to write horror, but I never really, I don't know. I'm trying to find like the right answer.
There's no right answer. It's your answer. You're gonna choose your own adventure.
I guess it's my heart. Like I'm just a horror. I'm crazy with horror. Like I just love the genre so much. And that's what I know. I don't know, like there's a little romance in Clatter Man. But horror is like what I know.
Right.
Like, I know all the tropes. I know all the subcategories. I mean, there's so many like different ways you can go. And I'm like, I can do this. Like, I can write horror. So yeah, I just felt like it was the one genre that I could definitely do. Like sci-fi, I don't know. Like I mean, I think it's such a cool genre. Like I don't read it a lot, but I just seems I guess, I mean, the substance is sci-fi. You know, there's definitely sometimes I want to delve into like sci-fi horror.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, I love like sci-fi horror or fantasy horror. Like I love when horror elements get into other genres. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I do too. It's really cool.
I agree. So you just love horror and you loved writing. So eventually you're like, boom, they need to go together.
Exactly. I was like, I can do this. It's what I know.
I love it. And well, here's another example of that. You made the right choice because Steve said his wife picked up Death Cult and was hooked by the blurb. Yeah, another fan in the making.
Oh, that's so great.
Well, and I have a feeling after people watch this interview with you, you're gonna have even more fans because you're so awesome. People are gonna love your reading and love you. I'm so I should take a minute to say that I'm so excited that I'm the first interview that you've done like this.
I'm super psyched. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, I can't believe that I am because your novella is awesome and you were awesome. But I'm honored to be the first one to introduce the awesome Janelle to the world.
I love that this first one's it's awesome.
Yes,
we have like the same vibe. It's great.
It is. It really is. All right, we got a couple more people that popped in. Has Comfort Well popped in, said LOL to all of us because we're all just so fun. And then Josh Already Overbooked is here. Thanks for being here, my friend.
Awesome.
All right, so this is a good thing. JL said, if you didn't read Choose Your Own Adventures, then you never went to school. Scholastic Book Sale. Oh, those were the jam, weren't they?
I love those so much. Oh, those are good. You get a pencil and you kind of got to mark down or circle what you find.
Yes, I know. And it's funny because I still, when I take my kids to theirs, like they'll always do it on conference nights. And just even when I walk through there with my kids, like it's all like little kid books, so I'm not going to get any, but I'm still like, ooh, this is so cool, you know, and I'm a grown man.
It's so nostalgic.
It is. It's so cool. We just had somebody awesome pop in too now. Check this out. Nick Horvath is here. Thanks for being here, dude. Yeah, because he's way different time than us too. So thanks for being here, man.
Yeah.
Kenneth said, thought I heard Sledge snoring. Yeah, not anymore though, because he's here. All right, Molly has a good question for you. She says, were there any specific inspirations for Death Cult, media-wise, or did it just come from the mind?
Ooh, that's a good question, Melly. So I feel like, so House of a Thousand Corpses, that's an insane movie. I love it. It's one of my favorites.
It is good, but crazy.
It's crazy. It kind of, it came a little bit from that, a little bit from Texas Chainsaw, and of course the whole Saw thing. So yeah, I want to say those were kind of inspirations, especially Corpses where they're driving on the road, and their car, I forgot if it breaks down but they get stuck. I'm like, okay. So those were definitely inspirations behind it. And I just I don't know, I just thought the desert was a cool setting too, because I don't know, it's always I don't know, it's isolated, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I want to say those are the big. I get inspired more from movies for my books. I read books to pick up on like what I like, what styles I like, and stuff like that. But I get more inspiration from movies. Okay,
very cool. Yeah, it was awesome. I agree. Great inspirations, and then like JL said, the imagery is visceral. You can just imagine it. You can put yourself in there. Like, it was so well done. I do, inspiration wise, I am curious. I don't think this is a spoiler because it's just a character that's introduced pretty early on.
Yeah.
I've wondered, I've been wanting to ask you, what was the inspiration for the guy in the diner that had like the cement block shoes? Like,
oh man,
where did that come from?
I just wanted to be, I wanted it. I mean, I don't want to, so he like, I don't want to give too much away, but I
Yeah,
think after reading it, you kind of figure like what happened to him
yeah,
and like
yes, yes.
why.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it's so unsettling and
Yes,
it's
it is.
so like out there, like what the hell is going
Yes, I
on,
loved it. It's
And
so
I just
inventive.
oh, thank you. I just wanted something that just like was very chilling
It did.
and that just and I like to I like to put things in there and not explain everything because
Mhm.
I don't like when everything is explained all the time.
Right.
You can use your
Yeah.
imagination.
Yes, I love that.
But he was fun to write and
Oh, yeah, I
yeah.
bet. Yeah, just like the sound of him walking creeped me out. Just imagining that, like, oh yeah, it
And
all worked so well, so
and to
well.
think that that's his life, right? He's gotta
Yeah.
like walk
Oh
around
yeah.
those things. Like what kind of
Right.
life is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Oh gosh. For sure. I agree.
Uh,
All right. So you got to this point where you wanted to write something. Did you ever consider trying to go traditional, or were you always like self pub, indie pub? That's the way I'm going to do this.
a good question. So I did consider traditional
Okay.
at first. And I was like, you know what? No. I want to do my own thing. I don't want to write mass market. I don't want to write
Mhm.
mainstream.
Yeah.
And I feel like I want to do my, I'm a mom. Like,
Mhm.
there's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
You're a parent,
Yeah. Busy,
Um,
busy.
yeah, busy. So I want to be able to make my own timeline. I
Mhm.
don't want a publisher,
Yep. Yep.
deciding
Yeah.
that for me.
Yep.
And I want to be able to, and I think a lot of indie authors and self-published authors feel the same way. You can just do whatever you want. I mean,
Yeah.
you can. It doesn't matter if it appeals. Like, okay, case in point, The Substance.
Mhm.
So
Right.
Universal was going to release it,
Mhm.
but they hated the ending, and they
Mm.
told Farge, is it Farge, Caroline or Corley Farge? They're like, you have to change the ending, or we're not going to
Mm.
release it. And she's like, nope, I'm going to keep the
Yep.
ending. And so they sold it to was it Mubi? They sold to Mubi, and we released it. Now it's a big success, and
Yeah.
that's one case where going the mainstream, it's not always
Right. Yeah.
you have to
Right.
make it, you have to tone it down. Like, who wants
Yeah.
to tone stuff down?
Right.
Like,
Well, especially in the horror genre, like
yeah,
you don't want someone to like, tame your story
no,
because they think they know better than you. Like, yeah, I agree. I'm glad that you did it the way you did it,
thank
for
you.
sure. So, how long were you talking about earlier when you said Ghost Room took 8 years to
It took
like?
8 years because I was just scared. I was scared.
How long was it done before you pulled the trigger?
It was probably done 3 years before I pulled the trigger.
Really? Oh
I was
wow.
just so scared. I was like, I don't know how to do this. And like, and my husband's like, okay, you just got to do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
but I don't know, and he's like, you just got to do the research. So,
Yeah.
and I started figuring it out. And I know Timothy Wolf said he used Reezy.
Oh yeah.
I used Reezy for both. I found both my cover artists on Reezy
Oh nice.
and my editors on Reezy as well. So
Okay.
they're a great platform. And so I just went there and yeah, they and I just did it. And it's a lot to figure out. I mean, and the funny thing is that writing the book is like maybe 10% of it.
Mhm. Right.
I
There's
mean,
so
the
much other
rest is
stuff.
just like marketing and like formatting and
Yeah.
I don't know, but
All
yeah,
the things.
yeah.
Very cool. So let's talk about this cover then for a second. I love this cover.
Thank you.
So did you use the same cover artist for this and Ghost Room, or has it been different for each one?
No, different cover artists.
Okay.
So, gosh, who was it? I'm trying to think of the name of the cover artist who did. Oh, I think I have her name written down. Oh yeah, it was so Sherry Chapman did Ghost Room.
Okay.
And she did a great job. When she first designed the cover, the background on the top was red, like the whole cover was red.
Okay.
I'm a very artistic person. I love color contrasts, and I just love art in general and the use of color. And I'm like, can you make the top blue so it kind of like contrasts, with the bottom? So she made that change, and it really popped out. And she did a great job. And for Death Call, I wanted like a 70s, 80s like horror vibe. And Ben McLeod did a lot of movie posters.
Ghost Room.
Yeah, those Ghost Room. Yeah. So I like how the
so
colors.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go back to
No, it's okay. So Death Cult. So I found Ben McLeod on Reedsy, and he's really cool like he did a lot of like art for posters, movie
Okay.
posters, but it was so cool and it was just really gritty. And I didn't want to very like Clatter Man's a little more of like a realistic style of the cover.
Okay. Mhm.
But Death Cult I wanted kind of just like a kind of like old school. It takes place in the 80s, but I want like a 70s,
Yeah.
80s kind of like, and I
Yeah.
want it to be like really like bam, like
Like
if you're out
okay,
in that
good.
book, like,
Bam.
look at it.
That's awesome. Now, did you like give him ideas, or did you just say generically like this is what I want, or did you get specific to get to this point?
I gave him ideas. So I actually,
Okay.
and Holly will appreciate this, and Grimfell, and I wanted like a death metal kind of look
Yeah.
to him,
It
you
has
know.
it.
So I researched a lot of death metal, you know, people
Mhm.
like, you know, the like artists and stuff, and I
Yeah.
sent a lot of pictures. I'm like, because at first it was very different from that. I'm like, listen, like he needs to look like he needs to have this death metal look. So I sent Ben that, and then Ben, you know, Ben designed that. And the funny thing is, at first, you know, the paint, it was supposed to be black paint.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, wait a minute, like this is like that doesn't make sense, you know. So I was like, okay, it's gonna be blood. So I had him change it to red on his face.
Nice. That's a good choice because I mean that just the second I saw it, I'm like, I need that. I need that book.
Awesome.
It's so good. It's awesome.
Yeah, he did such an amazing job. Like I love it. Like I love those gritty. I just love gritty stuff. Like I just,
Me
you
too.
know, it's just it's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everybody loves the cover here. We got Grimfell says it fits the vibe 100%.
Thank you.
And yes, I agree. The upside down cross is a nice touch on it. It was cool. Let's see. All right, so a couple of things that people said I thought were interesting. A couple questions. BK said, so reading, I guess reading and writing. I don't know if they're the same answer to this for you or different, but like reading or watching a show versus or movie versus writing. Man. Do you like the slow moving killer that always just seems to be catching up even though they walk really slow, or the ones you don't see until it's too late?
So I like a slow moving killer. And okay, going back to movie. So In a Violent Nature is a kick-ass movie. And that's a really good example of a slow moving killer too. But I do like the slow moving because I like the ominous music, even though that movie doesn't have music. But I like the
normally
yeah, just it just because it gets your heart pumping and it gets you scared. Like, how is this going to end up? So yeah, I definitely like slow moving better.
Okay, nice. I like it. And then Timothy said, "How do you feel about your kids? So your son reading your book someday? Do you think he will? Is he a big reader?
You know, he's a big reader, but he reads a lot of manga. So he's read the you and I talked about
it. We talked about that.
Whole One Piece collection.
Yes.
He's really into manga. That's what he prefers to read the most. He has watched Cabin in the Woods. He's watched some scary stuff.
Okay.
But he I'd be okay with him reading it, but maybe in like a little bit.
Oh, when he's a little older. Eventually we'll have to have him try to get him into some of the horror manga. And then I feel like your books could be a perfect segue because they're nice and short, but super like exciting. Maybe that can help him get into reading books more down the road.
I think so too.
There you go. There you go. Very cool. Let's see. Molly said, fast moving implies there could be some fight. Slow moving, yes. Impending doom is very true. If they're chasing you, it takes away. I mean, it's scary for a second, but then it's like, okay. But if they're just plodding along and you just can't get away from them, it's like, no matter what I do, I can't escape them.
The impending doom is so, that's
a huge part of it. That's so true. Yep, I agree. All right, so you got the covers, you published them. How has it felt? Because how long ago did you publish Ghost Room? Ghost
Room was it was 2003.
Okay. Oh wow, 2003.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So was it 2000? Was it? Yeah, I think.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then when did you publish Death Cult?
Death Cult was just last year.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Last July. Yeah.
So, I mean, you probably know what my next question is going to be. So, why did it take you so long to write your next one? Why did it take so long to put out your next one? Just life?
Oh, with Clatter Man?
No, like because you said Ghost Room was 2003.
Yeah.
And then, so that's like 20 years.
Oh God, what am I saying? I meant 2023. I'm so sorry. God, what am I saying?
Wait, I thought that came out way after then.
So sorry.
I'm like 2003. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
that would be crazy. Yeah, that would be like a lot of life stuff going on.
I wondered why you were. I'm like, wait. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, then yeah, no, there wasn't a gap. That was quick turnaround.
Yeah. Well, I guess
That's
yeah.
why you were like, what is he talking about?
No, it's okay.
Okay, that's I got it. I'm
Yeah.
there now. We're on the same spot now. I got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay. So how's it been going since you first released the one and now you're like actually like you're officially an author, you're out there, people are reviewing your novellas, people are talking to you as an author. How's that felt? Do you feel like it was all worth it? Are you having a blast? Like how's it all going?
I absolutely love it. Like I love it so much. I'm kind of a weird introvert / extrovert. So Twitter X is like great to like, hey, how's it
Oh
going?
yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. Yep.
But if I'm gonna go to the store or something, I'm like, okay, I just want to go.
Oh yeah, I'm that's why we jive. I'm the same way. Like I get on things like this and I can be myself, but yeah, if I'm in like a random situation like that, it's like
I
hey.
know, it's like I just want it to end and then go on my next thing.
Right.
I love it. It's been amazing. Like I've just met so many wonderful people, and it's just awesome. I just love it so much. To be with all these creative authors and all these amazing readers, and just like this amazing. I didn't think it was going to get here. I really didn't think it was going to, so I just feel so blessed to be here, in this.
Wow. Well, we're glad you're here. We feel blessed too. It's very awesome. Good work. You are inspiring to other people like me who are trying to write and want to, make their own stuff too. So kudos to you for inspiring people, not just scaring them with your books, but inspiring them as well. So that's good. All right. So let's talk about your process a little bit. So when you write, so the first thing I always like to know, do you consider yourself a plotter, a pantser, or somewhere in the middle?
Oh gosh. So I'd say I'm more a pantser.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't even like planning. Like I plan stuff, but I'm more just like fly by night. Like I think I don't like to plan because stuff happens, right?
Yeah,
like stuff
right.
happens. And that's the thing. When I'm pantsing, like the characters will just change and evolve, and new character will pop in. Oh, hey, how's it? I just don't know what's gonna happen. And that's the fun thing about pantsing. Like so my plotting probably involves maybe like 3 or 4 paragraphs.
Okay.
I just kind of wing it.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's more fun to me. But yeah.
Yeah. Let the characters take you where they go,
Yeah.
Well, think about it. If you had plotted things out and stuck to it, we probably wouldn't have had Carrie in the story, right?
That's true. You're right. Yeah. She was not in the original. So.
Yeah. So let's go back to that for a second before we go on with your process. I'm like, you write about it a little bit in the novella, like in your forward or your afterward or one or the other. I don't know. You talk about it. But what was like how did you write the whole story out and you were like ready to publish it and you were like, no, I need to add something else? Or was it like while you were writing it, you started to feel like something was missing?
Oh, is that called?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely while I was writing it.
Okay.
Because I felt like Eddie and Jason's journey was cool, but I wanted someone like in the thick of it. Like I wanted someone like in the horror below.
Yes. Yeah.
So that as you see them going on their journey, you feel really bad for them. Like, oh crap, like things are not going to end well for these guys.
Yeah.
So I wanted, like Mally said in the Pending Doom, I wanted that to kind of like follow Eddie and Jason's
journey. It was good. She's BA for sure.
Yeah.
It was good. All right. So back to process. So you are more of a pantser. So when you're writing, do you have like set things where you write every day at a certain time, or do you just kind of let the day come to you and you write when you can? Do you have set goals for how much you write per week or per day, or do you just completely pants that? You're just like, I'll write when I can write and it'll happen when it happens.
I used to.
Okay.
I used to do that. With Clatter Man, it was definitely, and Death Cult to agree, it was definitely just like finding time.
Yeah.
And then also, like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to write
Yeah,
because
that's
the words are
good.
not going to flow.
Right.
Sometimes I'll get a couple sentences in. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I'm done
Yep.
for the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it really just kind of goes. I mean, it really, yeah, it just depends on the mood I'm in, and again, the parent thing. Like, obviously, I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
start writing like before 3,
Yeah.
from like,
Oh
um,
yeah, for sure.
but yeah. So I guess it's just I used to do a lot of late night writing,
Okay.
but now it's more morning.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah, like early morning.
Oh, how early? Are you a morning person?
Oh, geez. I'm kind of like, I'd say like maybe like, I don't know, maybe around like 7:30ish,
Oh
which is really
wow.
me.
Good for you. That's good. That's awesome.
But yeah.
I wish I could get up at like early and write in the mornings, but like I'm like that person that like sets 12 alarms and like what's the last second I can get out of bed and get all my kids up and where they need to go.
Yeah, no, I
So
hear
yeah,
it.
I do late night, but I feel like that's a great way to start your day. Just knock it out and you feel good about it all day, That's awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Very cool. All right. So when you're writing, I,
Mhm.
readers love to know if writers like to listen to music while they write, or if you listen to anything else. And if you do listen to music, does it have to be non-lyrical, or can it be either or?
So non-lyrical, I used to be able to listen to lyrical.
Okay.
So Embrace's album Out of Nothing was like a really big album for me when I was writing before. Now I'm into like the chill wave kind of music.
Okay.
So like
Nice.
Calm Truths is like one of the artists I'm kind of into now.
Okay.
Like really chill wave, just kind of, so that's more my thing now. But I do write, to be honest, I do write most when there's just no noise.
No noise. Okay. So that is funny to think that you're listening to something kind of chill and like
Yeah.
calm, but then you're writing someone being like hideously murdered.
I know.
You're like, yeah, take that, but you're just like, it's chill.
It's
Oh, that's awesome. That's how it goes. I love it. Let's see. I think that was it. I wanted to ask you about process. So in a
Mhm.
minute, we're gonna switch gears a little bit and get to know you a little bit more. But
Yeah.
before we do, I like to do a little break. So I have these 1 minute mysteries that I'll read to you, and then you and the chat can work together and see if you can find out what the answer is. So I
Okay.
drew 3 out. So I'll have you pick a number between 1 and 3. So 1, 2, or 3, and then I'll do that one.
Go with 3.
3?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. All right. So I'll read you the case first, then what the mystery is, and then I'll read you some clues, and then I'll put it up so that you can see it. And then we'll see if the chat chimes in too. We'll see if you can solve this mystery. This one isn't too bad. Some of them sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, that's gonna be hard. This one doesn't seem too bad. We'll see. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, you got this. Oh, let's show this funny comment from JL real quick though. No one would ever assume that you would write about running someone through with a giant buzzsaw.
When people hear I write horror, they're like, "How do you write horror?" I'm like, the funny thing about horror movies, by the way, I want to, when you watch them, it
No,
releases
yeah.
like endorphins and dopamine when you watch
Oh,
horror
yeah.
movies, fight or
Mhm.
flight. So it's
Yes.
almost like you're like, "Phew, I got through that. I'm safe. I'm good."
Yeah.
It's this weird kind of thing. Anyway.
It's true. It is. That's very true. Yep. I agree. All right. So here we go. The case. Are you ready?
Okay.
A man speeds off in his car. After driving for a brief period, he suddenly steers the car off a high cliff, destroying the car. There are numerous witnesses to this dangerous act, but no one is upset or concerned by it. The mystery is, why did the man crash the car, and who is he? So here's the clues.
Okay.
The man is not unhappy or suicidal, so he's perfectly fine. The man has done this before. He's not injured and didn't expect to be. While crashing the car, the man is pretending to be someone else, and the man's actions are recorded on a camera. So I'll put it up in case if I can find the camera. in case you need to look at anything again. If
Oh.
anyone has an idea, throw it in the chat.
My first thought is like a stuntman or something, but I don't know.
Is that your final answer?
I think it's my final answer because I'm like, he's being filmed. He's not suicidal or anything. Like he's done this before.
Boom. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Nicely done. You didn't even have to barely think about it. That's impressive.
Let's just show you how many movies I watched. I watched so many movies.
I know. I probably should like say, what do you think? And then read the clues if they don't know for sure. Because sometimes the clues do help you a lot.
Yeah.
But that was pretty quick. Well done. Well done. We got a smart group here. Steve said stuntman,
Nice.
Molly. Yeah, I bet that's what you thought, Molly.
Awesome.
And then JL said same. Yep.
Nice.
All right, very cool. So now I want to get to know Janelle as a non-writer. So I've got a few questions I'll ask you. They're very simple, so no need for alarm. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, the first one is super simple, or maybe not. It might be harder than I think. But first off, what is your? Actually, I know the answer to this already. But what's your favorite color?
Oh, green.
Green. Yeah, there we go. Green. Very nice. All right. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food. I eat a lot of sushi. I love sushi.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah. I like sushi too. Do you ever go to like a sushi place?
Oh yeah, my husband and son and I, we have a lot of favorite sushi spots.
Nice. So, your son likes it too?
Yeah, my son likes it too.
Oh, that's cool. That is cool. What's your favorite kind of sushi? Like what on the inside? What do you like the best?
Well, I like the standard like salmon avocado roll. You can't go wrong with that one.
Me too. Me too.
Sometimes the eel, but the eel sauce is kind of like, I don't know. It's like thick sauce. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say the crunchies. I like the crunchies, like spicy.
Oh yeah, me too. I love those.
The crunchies. So I ask for extra crunchies a lot.
More, and then you just tell them to smother it in the spicy sauce too.
Yes. Oh, and the wasabi.
Oh yeah, so good. Yeah. Oh man, we got some sushi. I forgot. Molly loves sushi. She's like freaking right now.
That's so great.
Ooh, deep fried sushi. I've never had that.
I've never had that either. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Kenneth says pineapple on sushi. And Molly says sushi on pizza. You may be onto something there.
You might.
I like that. I like
that. It could be a thing.
I'm gonna have to ask Tim later. He said he couldn't type his wrong response in before we showed the answer to that minute mystery. I kind of want to know what he was gonna say. It must have been pretty bad. All right, so sushi, nice. All right, what is your? All right, this one is kind of going back a little bit to. This one's more just I'm curious about after our chat. What's your favorite? Horror book you've read, and what's your favorite horror movie?
Oh man, okay. Favorite horror book is definitely Pet Sematary.
Nice. Okay.
I love it. It's people say even King says it's a scary book, scariest book he's ever read.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It's so scary. That's my favorite horror book. Oh God, horror movies.
That's hard. You probably watched so many.
I watched so many. I should have written this down and thought about it.
You think about it. We'll come back to it. I
gotta say Saw is probably one of my favorite.
Saw's up there. Okay.
I love Saw. I just think because here, it's gory, but it's so well written, and the ending was like what? And Toby Brown was on the floor the whole time. That was him. Like
I know.
Like
blew my mind and then it's like automatically you want to go back and watch it all again.
Oh yeah.
How did I not see that coming?
I know.
I like that. It is a classic for sure.
Yeah.
Now, did you like all the Saw ones, or do you feel like they got not as good as they went on?
No, I don't like all of them. Saw X is pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. The last one, the first one's a classic. In the middle, they just got, I'm like, listen, like the first Hostel was written. It was a pretty well written. Hostel 2 was like, but I don't. The middle ones got real little.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I feel too. I actually didn't like the middle ones so much that I never watched any of the last few ones, like the newer ones. I'll have to watch them if you said the X was good.
X is pretty good. I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was a really good revenge story.
Ooh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
I like a revenge story.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right. What is one interesting or strange? Doesn't have to be strange, but some talent that you have that people would be surprised to know that you have.
Oh
Like
gosh.
something that's not just like obviously we know you're an awesome writer, but what's like another talent that you have that we don't know about? It wouldn't even have doesn't have to be surprising. That was word
That was
on my
okay.
part. Just another talent besides writing that you have that we don't know about.
I'm actually very good at drawing. I'm a very good artist.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you'll ever try to make one of your own covers?
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. I mean, I maybe I would think about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, but I do love to draw. My
That's awesome.
oldest, I'm the youngest of three. My oldest brother is an amazing artist. He's even better than me. But but the middle one always complains because he's like, I didn't get the whole artistic,
Oh yeah, right. He's like, I can't draw. Yep.
Yeah, but no, but he's got a lot of, he's very good with people. So
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
mean,
good.
and I love to draw when I get time to draw. So
Nice. What
yeah.
what kind of stuff do you draw? You just when you have time to draw, you just draw whatever, or do you?
Like landscapes. I like to draw
Okay.
like an ocean, and stuff like that.
Ooh, okay.
I love to draw horses.
Oh
I did a lot of
man,
horseback riding as a kid.
nice.
Um,
Well, there's another talent, horseback riding. See, we're
yeah.
finding all sorts of things out about you.
Oh, I did lots of horseback riding. Yeah, I had a fun childhood. Oh man, I had like the best.
Sounds like it.
We're still friends now, so it's just
Nice. That's cool. Do you still do anything with horses now?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't
You gotta
know.
get back into it.
I know. I'd love to. Yeah. But yeah, others. I mean, when I was in New York City, the Black Parade came out, My Chemical Romance, and I love that album. And I used to listen to that a lot and just draw and paint like really trippy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Nice. All right, well that's awesome. I expect to see some of your artwork at some point.
I will showcase it. Yeah, I never really have, but
You should pop that up on social media. We'd love to see it.
yeah, I will.
All right, very cool. All right, let's see. I'm so impressed with that. Now I forgot my other question. I wrote it down though. Hold on.
Okay.
So let's see. I can't ask that question because I thought when we were talking about all the video games that were going to be behind you that you also were a gamer. So I was going to ask you about that, but you're not.
Well, I do love Zelda. I love Zelda
okay.
games.
All right.
And my family and I, we love competing against each other. So when we played Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, my son and I have competitions who can get all the horses the fastest.
Okay.
My son and I would have competitions about.
That's pretty awesome.
And I feel like, I don't know. I mean, he's a pretty good gamer. I feel like I think he did beat me both times, but we had lots of competitions where we would try to do, get the most shrines the quickest, and I don't know. But but I'm definitely a Zelda gamer. I play some puzzle game. I love Tetris. I'm a big Tetris fan. But my husband and son are just my son has beat Elden Ring 3 times.
What? Elden Ring?
Elden Ring 2 times.
Oh my God.
And he's 12. I'm what? He's incredible. He's a super cool kid, and he just really has a cool he's got a cool taste for art. He just loves Hollow Knight, and that's his game right now. He's playing a lot. But yeah, so my husband and my son, it's really sweet because they're getting a lot closer now because they talk about video games a lot. I'm kind of but I'm it's
I want to connect.
I can't connect, but it's really sweet, to see them together. So
that's awesome. That's cool that they're connecting over that. That's very cool. That's very impressive because I like Elden Ring because it's so cool, but I can't even beat the first boss.
It's so hard.
He's beat the whole game. That
I know. I'm I was trying to. He's like, Mom, you gotta, because it's so sweet. So you gotta play Elden Ring. I'm like, okay, so I tried playing it, and he got me one of the really great swords.
Yeah.
And I was still doing horrible. He's like, I can't help you, and he just left. I'm like, Thanks.
Like, this is ridiculous. And there went your chance to connect with him with video games. You're like, dang it, I need to be better.
I know. He's like, I tried. So, but Elden Ring, the graphics are just like gorgeous.
They're so pretty, aren't they? Oh, I know.
Incredible.
No,
I mean,
it is. It's such a cool game.
You
know what you should do? You should draw like some landscaping artwork from Elden Ring for him.
That's a cool idea. That would impress him that way.
Yes. Yeah, see, there you go.
But I can draw a cool. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a cool idea.
Oh man. What? Molly said she refunded Elden Ring.
What? Oh no.
Molly.
Oh man.
I probably should because I'm never gonna beat it, but it's just too cool looking.
I get it though. It's so hard.
Cyberpunk was a fun game. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Oh, all right. So, what is another genre that you enjoy that people, since they know you write horror and you love horror, what's the genre that you enjoy that people would be like, what? You like that?
Oh, comedy. I love comedy. Tommy Boy is one of my favorite movies.
Me too.
I love Tommy Boy.
Me too.
So great.
It's so good.
Dumb and Dumber, like stuff like that. Like I just love remember I was talking about Superstar?
Yes, Superstar.
Oh my god, Superstar. Like I love like cheesy humor. Like I can't get enough of it. I just love it. Yes. So comedy is definitely like up there. That's my stuff. I mean, those are my two favorites. And obviously horror comedy is like it's great.
Oh yeah, you put those like the scary movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think they're making a new one of those with the original like people that made the first ones.
Yeah, I think I read about that too.
I heard that too. That would be good because the first two were really good, and then they kind of got like, it's not the same.
I know, yeah.
But that's cool. Awesome. Very nice. Okay. Do you I guess there's not really comedy books, straight up comedy books, but what about reading wise? Are there genres that you've read that you like that are way different than horror? I mean, obviously, when you were a kid, you liked some stuff that wasn't really horror related.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I've always liked dark stuff.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, because I feel like, and again, people like I'm kind of going off the course here, but when you meet someone, who's been through a lot of struggles, they appreciate things.
Yes,
I don't want to but it develops this appreciation of life and just stuff in general. So it's just it builds character and perseverance, and so there's this whole thing of like dark meets going through the dark brings you to the light. I don't know. It's this whole kind of it's like a thing.
I do. I like that. It's very true. Yeah. I feel like if there's sometimes it's harder to relate if you're reading a story or watching something that has like no darkness at all. I mean, it doesn't even have to be like any kind of, what's the right word, like trials or tribulations. If there's nobody's going through anything, then it's
I'm like, I can't.
Come on.
I can't do it. There has to be something.
Yeah, there's got to be something that you can relate to or be like, yes, that sucks.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what? I was thinking The Great Gatsby is one. I've read that book so many
times. Wow. Okay. I read that way back in the day. Yeah.
I still read it to this day. God, I'm trying to think of other. I mean, thrillers. I like a good thriller, but I've usually read horror mostly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Have you read any fantasy books?
No.
Janelle, we gotta get you into some fantasy.
I know. Like I feel like no. I mean, my husband's really into like sci-fi fantasy stuff. Like I have.
Hold on. I'm gonna show you a book. I think you would like because you like horror. All right, you should check this one out. Empire of the Vampire.
Okay.
By Jay Kristoff.
Okay.
Very creepy vampire stuff, but in like a fantasy type world.
Okay.
Good stuff. But it's very long.
Yeah.
So that's probably a hard sell too. But that's awesome.
I'm trying to think I've read Anne Rice, her The Witch,
Oh yeah.
That's kind of fantasy.
Yeah, that's like urban. Yeah, I feel like urban fantasy is a good in between. Like I feel like every urban fantasy has a lot of horror elements to it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I love that trilogy. The first one's the best in my opinion, but
okay, nice. Yeah. I've heard as time goes on, they're not as good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you ever watch Supernatural, that show when it was on TV?
No, I never did. I
Oh,
know it's supposed to be
okay.
amazing. I've never
Yeah,
watched it.
it is. There's a couple
Yeah.
book series that are like that. I was
Yeah.
gonna try to, but I can't recommend them to you then if you haven't watched this show.
I know it's supposed to be amazing.
Uh,
But
oh
yeah, I
man,
haven't seen it.
have you read? I can't think of anything. I'll think of some stuff and tell you later. But
Okay.
so what's the most recent book you've read?
Well, I'm actually reading performances of a death metal bard by Rob.
Nice. It's good. Yeah, I read that one. It's very good.
Really good. Yeah.
That's
So,
good. That's like fantasy with
I
a
was gonna
little
say that's
horror. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
yeah, that's fantasy. So I'm reading that one
So
now.
see, you've read fantasy.
I know. I can't say I haven't. Yeah, and I am really enjoying it. And then I'm also reading American Psycho right now, so I'm reading those
Ooh,
two.
nice.
Yeah.
Molly also loves American Psycho.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yep.
she's gonna say something in the comments. In a second.
No, she actually told me, she's like, it's so much darker than the movie. I'm like, so
Yes. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has been a little over an hour,
Okay.
and can you hear my dogs barking?
Yeah.
There's somebody coming to work on a project in my house, and I told him to come after 3, and I was hoping that would be like, because normally you tell a worker type person to come, they come like an hour later.
Exactly. Yeah, they're never on time.
It sounds like they're like right on time. So so we'll have to wrap this up, even though I could talk to you all day long. This has been a lot of fun. This has been a blast. I want to have you on again when it gets closer to Clatter Man coming out, so we can shout that book out and just hang out and chat again. So
awesome. And thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Of course, this was so much fun. Again, I'm honored that I got to be the first one to interview. It was so much fun.
So cool.
All right, so everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. You guys were awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
You guys were a great chat. Yes. And I will have links to Ghost Room and Death Cult in the description. They're not in there yet because I haven't figured out how to do it through StreamYard, because I can't edit anything in YouTube until after our live is done. So anyway, it will be in there. If you're watching the replay, it should already be in there. So check them out. I have read Death Cult already. It's fantastic, and I'm going to read Ghost Room very soon. So I'm excited about that. And then, is there a pre-order link or anything for Clatter Man yet, or not yet?
Not yet. It'll be pre-order in April.
Okay. Okay. So there won't be a link for that, but when it gets closer, we'll hang out with Janelle again so that we can do this. Yeah. All right. So before I go, I like to give you the floor. Is there anything you want to say or shout out before we get going?
Oh gosh. I mean, there's been so many amazing authors that I've met, Mally, JL, Dave Buzan, like Steve Stark, Nick Horath. Like, I mean, there's so many. And it's been wonderful to just be in this community. And I just love how much, we support each other and just have fun. And I guess with horror too, with my books, like I just, what I love about horror is that it can be fun. And I think that's, what it should be. And, I don't know, but it's, it can be fun and scary and all those things.
Oh yeah.
It's fun to write out of that. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to my readers. Thank you to my fellow authors. And just, it's been a blast and I'm really having a great time.
Very nice. Yes. And I agree. This is a fantastic community. The book community is it's something else. It's awesome. It's an awesome place to be, whether you're a reader, a writer, a content creator, it doesn't matter. It's just an awesome place to be. And you are awesome, my friend. I just want to say that, anybody who just reads your stuff won't know how awesome you are. I mean, they'll know you're an awesome writer, but they won't know how sweet and kind and funny you are. But all that stuff I already thought from chatting. Now that we got to talk in person, even better. You are fantastic. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I look forward to many more chats just like this and on the socials. where we can be our introverted, extroverted
Right.
shining selves. It'll be a lot of fun. So you have a great weekend. Everybody in the chat, have a great weekend. And we will see you in the next one, which is going to be on Tuesday night. I'm having on Jeffrey Spate, who is a fantasy author. So I'm looking forward to chatting with him. So look for more info on that. It'll be coming out as we get closer. But for today, this is it. So I will see you guys in the next one. And as always, until I do, devour your TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see you, everybody. Take care. Have a great weekend. So long.